Good morning, everyone. It's Brenda Quintana here, and today I am traveling back from Canada back to the USA, to Boston, and hopefully, fingers crossed, everything goes well. I have to take a COVID test to come back. And it's going to be a little crazy coming back today. I have 3 flights. So that's why I'm bringing you this recording today. And next week, September 28th, I will be back doing my lives again. And I can't wait to chat with you all. But hopefully you're going to watch the video today and you'll get to see my card because I really love it. So today's Casing Tuesday, and that's the day when we take a card out of the catalog and give it a makeover. So basically we make it our own. We just use the card as a blueprint, and you can do this with any of the cards in the catalog. But it's a really fun challenge, and it's even better when you do it with all of us. And we have a Facebook group for that. So make sure you check it out. The link is down below. You can lurk on the group, you can comment on the group, and it's just a great place for you to share your card with us each week as we choose different cards out of the catalog. All right, do you want to see the card that we're doing today? Let's take a little look here. This is the card. Sorry for the weird angle. I took the photo from the catalog image, so it was on an angle, so this is what I had to work with. And basically it's got some diagonal pieces of designer series paper. I'm going to show you how to do that so you get the most out of your paper, and so you can make 2 cards at the same time. So I think that's kind of cool. And so I really like this layout. It's really fun. It's on page 57 of the holiday catalog. And here is the sketch. And notice the big bar that is going across the middle there, that 4 1/4 by 3 1/4 inch piece. We'll actually make sure that we trim these off right to the edge afterwards. But I'm going to show you how I made the card with those diagonal pieces. So let me just hide those. And these measurements are great just kind of as a ballpark, but I think I'm going to show you a few measurements that you're going to find helpful for making this card. Besides just having those base measurements, I'm going to show you a little bit better how to break that down so you're not wasting paper, because we hate to waste paper, right? All right, let me slip over to my other camera here. All right, here is my card. I love this card because it's actually the base card and my card are actually quite easy, and I did use the same stamp set because guess what, I really love this Heartfelt Wishes stamp set. It's got lots of long greetings, and for cards it's sometimes really nice to have these big long greetings, and they're just a really nice font as well. So I think the original card had Happiest Holidays, and I used Merry Christmas to be very traditional. And it just is so cool that it stretches all the way across. It looks like I wrote that myself, which I could never write such a pretty Merry Christmas like that. And so I kept it pretty basic. There is a little bit of bling in the corner. You can see 3 of the red rhinestones. And then I added some of this ruffled real red ribbon, which I think adds just a little bit of a flair to the card. So I'm going to show you how to make this. Let me talk about one other thing before we do that. I use this paper out of the holiday catalog. It is called Painted Christmas. It's got a lot of berry, fir branch, pine cone designs. It's just a really pretty nature-based holiday paper with lots of traditional reds and greens in it. So it's a nice background paper for a lot of the projects that we do. All right, let me show you how I created these 2 angled layers. That's probably the thing you'll want to know most. And I thought to do that, I would give you a little diagram and then I would show you how I did it on 2 of my pieces of paper. So you're going to start off with a piece of designer series paper, actually 2 pieces. Choose 2 complementary pieces of designer series paper, and they need to be 4 inches by 5 inches, okay? Both of them. And then we're going to mark them. So you'll need a ruler and a pencil. And you're going to mark 2 inches down on the right side if you want them angled the same way as I have them. All right, I'm marking right on dark. That's not going to work very well. So you can, I do have a white pencil crayon. You call them colored pencils here. So I'll just make a little white mark because I can't see the dark of my pencil. And on the other side, we're going to go down 3 inches. Okay. All right, and then I'm going to draw a pencil line from the 2. I know I can't see my 3-inch mark. Where was it? Oh, okay, I know where it is. It's right on the edge of this pine bow right here. So I'll just line these up. And I'm going to draw a pencil line right across here. You don't have to draw a pencil mark if you don't want to. It's just a little bit helpful if you have trouble seeing your little tiny pencil dots. We're going to line that up on a trimmer. And then we're going to do the same thing for the other side, and we're going to do it the same way. So if you want your angle to go this way, 2 inches on this side and 3 inches on the other side, and you're going to do it the same thing for the other side. Otherwise, if you don't do it like that, you're going to be using the reverse of your paper rather than the front that you decided on, because you probably have the pattern facing up, the one that you want to have on your piece of paper. Okay, so I'm just going to draw a pencil line just so you can see. And so that is all there is to that. 2 inches on the right side and 3 inches on the other side. If you want the angle to go the other way, then you can just reverse those dimensions. You put the 3 inch on this side and the 2 inch on the other side, but you have to do that the same way for both pieces, always using the pattern facing up that you want to show on the front of your card, so that way you'll know that this will work correctly. And then you'll take your trimmer or your scissors. You could cut along this line, but a trimmer is going to give you a nice straight line. And actually, because we're going to cover this with a layer of white cardstock, if you didn't have it completely straight, you could just use your scissors because no one's going to see the line anyway. So for happiness sake, I'm going to use my trimmer to make it nice and straight. So you've got that one. And then we're going to do the other one. Just cutting, I'm lining it up right with my groove right there. You can see there's a dark line. That's where my cutting blade is going to go. And then I'll just go ahead and cut that. And let me grab my card base because you can see it better on here. So I'm doing a tent fold for my card base. This is 11 inches by 4 1/4 inches, scored in half at the 5 1/2 inch mark. All right, so now we've got our paper, and you can take your pattern paper and line it up onto your card base, okay? So I guess I was off a little bit. I must have picked, this should work out perfectly to be in alignment, but my pieces of paper, I must have been a little bit off when I did one of my lines. But guess what? It normally does work. I want to show you, normally you have like 2 even pieces of paper, but for some reason I must have been just a wee bit off with my line where I measured. So if you're off like I am, then you won't have this perfectly symmetrical pattern because I must have grabbed a line that was off a little bit. So here. This is what it should be, 2 inches and 3 inches. This is what it should look like if you do it correctly, the measurements, okay? And then we'll have a piece that comes across here that covers this. So what if you were a little bit off like me? you're having an off day. So it doesn't matter. You're just going to make sure that your piece is the same distance around on all sides. This piece right here is still going to cover that. So if you're a little off like me today, maybe it's because I'm filming this in advance and I'm thinking I'm going to be flying that day and I'm going to be all confused. And so anyway, this is how it will work. It will cover it up perfectly. So let's use this one so that you can see as an example. And we'll just glue these pieces down here. And I'll just be careful to leave the same distance on the two sides and compare to the top, right? And then we'll do this one. Now I'm wondering how the other pieces turned out because I don't know how off I was. I'm going to flip to the other side. Let's see. So, okay, so this one now still will work. Okay, so if your eyes aren't working, it will work on both of them. Okay, so now we're going to take this piece. No one will ever know except everyone watching this video, okay? No one will know that this particular card is a little off. All right, so I'm using Real Red ink and I've got my Merry Christmas on an eye block. The eye block is the only one that will work all the way straight across, okay? And this little piece, let me measure it for you. This is 5.5 inches across by 7/8 of an inch. And then I'm just gonna eyeball this on here. All right, perfect. And even if this is hard to stamp crooked, I just lined up this line and this line with the middle of my white cardstock, and it worked really well. Okay, so now what we want to do is flip this over, and I'm going to take a piece of tear and tape and I'm going to run it along the bottom of this piece, and I don't have to run it all the way to the edge because I know this is going to be cut off a little bit, so just run it almost all the way to the edge. And then we're going to take some of this ribbon. Let me make sure I can tell you what it is. It's mini ruffled ribbon and it is in Real Red, and I'll just cut myself a little length right here. Here. Perfect. And then I'm going to remove the lining. This type of ribbon would not do well with our usual Tombow glue, so that's why we're going to use this. And then probably the easiest way is to kind of just lay it down here, and you want some of that ruffle to show underneath. And guess what? If it's a little crooked, you just peel it off and just stick it back down in the way that you want so that it shows. That piece right there is a little lumpy. So let's straighten it. I'm being nitpicky is what I'm being. Don't be like me. Don't be nitpicky. Okay, now push down on the back. Make sure it's nice and stuck down. All right, and then we're going to lay this over here. Just check it out. And then we'll grab some dimensionals, and they are underneath everything here. And I'm going to put about 4 dimensionals across the back. I'm not going to, maybe one more right here. I want to make sure that I'm not going to be off my card here. Okay, I think that will work. If not, we're going to be cutting through a dimensional. So remove the backing. And the reason I'm using dimensionals is because there is quite a bit of weight to this, like thickness to this ribbon, so I thought it would work well. And then you can just put this on here how you want. You want to make sure that the lines, the end lines of Merry and Christmas come right off, because you're going to cut that. And then you can just lay that down on there. All right. And then we're going to use our scissors on the back side and just come along there and cut it off like that. And then cut it like that. Trim your ribbon. And there is the Merry Christmas. So beautiful. Those are the ends. Move my ink pad away. I should have done that sooner so I didn't get my little fingers in it. Then grab some red rhinestone jewels, and I'll just take them and move them. And I'm going to pick this branch right here up here to have the rhinestones on them. It's going to kind of be a surprise because it's hidden, because it's red already, right? So it's just going to catch the light in a interesting little way. And there is the card. That's all there is to it. And you know, even though I did not, either I didn't measure correctly or I didn't draw my line correctly, I didn't see my little pencil dots very well, but even if you're a little bit off, guess what, it's not going to matter, because you can fix it with this banner that's coming across here anyway. If you do it correctly though on both of them, then you'll have two nice halves. And if you wanted to use that for, you know, a skinnier layer, then it would work out better. What do you think? I love these cards. They are pretty. They showcase our paper and that beautiful, beautiful Merry Christmas from the Heartfelt Wishes stamp set. Just a beautiful word set for your holiday needs. All right, I'm coming back over to you. Here I am. So I can't wait to be back and see all of you. If you need any of the supplies that I talked about today, please pop over to my blog. There is a supply list that you can click on. If you place an order with me, make sure you use my host code. Here it is. This is my host code for September. If you are ordering from me and it's not September 2021, if you go over to my blog, there is a menu item called host code. I always have my current host code posted there, and it will also tell you about my current host code gift. This month, my host code gift is the wonderful snowflakes. I've got a loose one in here. Let me see if I can get it out. Last time I was doing a video, my little guy got stuck in there because he kept getting caught on things, but here. So it's a little iridescent snowflakes. It's a reminiscent of maybe like a doily, but in snowflake form. And these just work really nicely on your cards. You can pop them behind layers and stuff. They're just really beautiful. So if you spend $50 with me in September, you will get a package of these in the mail in October. And if you spend $15 with me, you'll also get to pick a free tutorial. So just as long as you spend $15, doesn't matter what size, if it's larger, you will get my free tutorial. If you spend $50, you'll get my host code gift of the month. And if it's celebration still, up until September 30th, 2021, Stampin' Up! Will reward you with a celebration choice. So for every $50 or $100 you spend, you can choose one of the products from our little catalog. And that is also available online. I will put a link down below that so you can pop over directly to the store and have a look at all the different products that you can earn for free. All right. I will be back this week on Friday with my first tutorial coming back. It's either going to be a 3D card or a fanciful card. So I will be live this Friday and I can't wait to see you all. I'll be live at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on my YouTube channel. All right, guys, have a great week until then. Take care. Bye-bye.